You're like, he hit stream and he ran away. What happened? Yeah, I hit stream and ran away. All right, so it's Saturday, late morning. I guess it's almost noon. Got up early today, but you know, it's like we're gonna hit it hard right out of the gate. Could have had like 3 hours of streaming or done by now, probably the printer, but we didn't. So here we are. Let's see if we have our top down today. Ooh, we do. Look at that. It's gonna be a good day. What do we know? So yesterday I was going to go a little later, get a lot more done, but tapped out because I kind of panicked and didn't know where the camera was. Turns out I did buy a camera. I went and looked at my Prusa history. I buy most things direct, so it seems simpler that way. Looks like I bought a couple things, and I remember kind of vaguely in passing opening this random box and being like, oh, because they shipped the camera separate. Anyway, long story short, we have the Prusa Buddy, Buddy 3D camera for Core 1. So we are going to do that. There's parts in here, don't throw it away. Whatever is in there. I'm not really sure. There's like there's a nozzle. Okay, there's a nozzle in there. Set that aside. And then I apparently hit the advanced filtration for Core 1 also. So we got that. It's basically a big block that'll help filter on the back. I believe my Prusa XL also has this. Nothing too fancy. I don't think it's going to add a bunch of time or anything. I mean, look we got like, 6, 7 screws, a new serial number tag, and, you know, shouldn't be too bad. So, all right, get rid of that. So we'll set this aside. I'm at the point now where it wants me to do the camera. It says it'll save time, so that's kind of why I pulled the ripcord yesterday. I wanted to, you know, make sure and be able to get that going. So we're going to kick open the instructions here. What's it say? Sure, the printer's fully operational. Definitely operational. Yeah, fully operational. So let's see, let's check this thing out. I've never seen a Prusa camera. This is a first for me, maybe for you. I will say, you know, I'm obviously like, I like Prusa, or I wouldn't be building one. So I am a fan. I do wish they would just put cameras in their printers. It wouldn't be an add-on extra expense because, I mean, these things end up being as much as, you know, or more than a Bamboo with AMS. So I understand there's pros and cons, but at the same time, it's like, dude, come on. This is just kind of one of those almost becoming like an expectation, as bad as it is, because it's nice, the app's nice, right, environment, especially at Bamboo, to be able to monitor things, to look at your file history, to save time lapses and send them off, that kind of wow, cool factor. So I think like cameras should just be like standardized, at least for something the caliber of a, you know, Prusa. So anyway, enough complaining. So 3D printed, pretty cool. It's not, you know, fits in the palm of your hand, pretty nice. Cool design, USB-C. It's supposed to be a little antenna, I guess. Antennae. Then this has a little cover, of course, over the lens and some sort of little sensor. Looks like we have an SD card slot for micro SD. Then a little 3D printed, like, reset button. So, kind of cool. A super duper long USB-C cable, which is kind of interesting. Super duper long. Let's see. Let's see. Really quickly going to label the cable. The best thing I ever did was buy a label maker. I started doing cable management that way, which has been pretty much stopped me from going crazy. like just totally bonkers. So give me one moment off screen here. I'm going to try to print a label marker. Well, if you use a label maker, I like this. I don't know, there's different ones that I think are probably more user friendly and have some more capabilities, but this one's kind of a, I don't know, industrial commercial one, but I use this Brady M210, so 210. But it's a pretty good label maker, it's pretty good cartridges. I usually just do simple stuff, but it saves me a whole bunch of problems later. You know, everything comes with a cord. Although, you know, gotta have something to complain about. It seems like everything now quit coming with a cord because, I don't know, I guess saves the manufacturer expenses. But I buy things that I expect to have, you know, expect to have a cord and they don't. So it's just kind of like, what gives? Prusa, let's see. Let's do something different. Let's do core 1 cam. Cool. Simple enough. Print it out, shut it off, throw it back in our catch-all section over here for pickup. I need to clean my space here. It's getting deep. Building these Prusas always makes things get a little deep. This is a really nice braided USB-C cable, or at least cloth covered braided cable. So give it one quick label. That way someday when it's lost in the near future, we'll know where it goes. So on to the next one. It's usually a little more classy with hiding my drinks, but today it's like controlled chaos, right, with a K. So we're just gonna go ahead and hope Red Bull sponsors us sometime. And don't judge me, that was like the leftover from yesterday, so we're just gonna, you know, continue. All right, let's see where to put the camera. All right, so it says we're gonna need the Prusa mobile app, which is a newer thing, at least for me. I didn't know it was a thing until recently. I was like, they gotta have one by now, right? They gotta have one. So I, downloaded it and voila, got a Prusa app. So apparently we're gonna use this to set up the buddy cam, buddy cam. Technically, you could also use a computer, it says. Really, we just want to run the cabling, I think, is all we're really after on this step. It says do not remove the protective coating. The antenna has some adhesive, it says, I guess for now anyway. We're not supposed to use it. 4 zip ties. Of course they didn't give us 4 zip ties, but luckily we have our secret stash from the build. So hopefully we're not cannibalizing ourselves too bad here, but I'm sure we're fine. If not, worst case, I have extra zip ties. All right, got it, zip ties. Okay, auto home, pre-install. It's trying to get me to unplug it and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so it's wanting me to disassemble the printer, which we don't need to do. Let's see. See, again, this is kind of where Prusa like, oh, hey, we're going to add a retrofit something kind of, right? So they push the printer out and then, oh, now we're going to add something. So you have to take things apart, put them back, which not really a huge fan of, if we're being honest. I mean, I get like upgrades. I like how they kind of roll out like actual upgrades, like, hey, like I can make my MK3 and MK4 or something like that, where it's like a generational kind of shift, but where we're just like, I don't know, buying things together almost. Like I literally bought all this as like one line item in my cart, and you know, it's kind of disconnected. So. All right. Give me a second while I navigate where this is supposed to go. So, hold on here. All right, let's see. It's kind of weird because it wants me to start. I'm trying to like look at the instructions on the printer build versus the camera build because it's I don't know, I'm gonna have to kind of figure it out here, I think, on my own. I'm not quite sure why. So I think the XY kind of carriage we built here, we're gonna try to run this cable, I think, through there. Is really, I don't really see what else we need to do to save ourselves the time. It's gonna go up and out and around. It's gonna come out by our door sensor, which I know you can't see this very well, but it's in the back here. We're gonna kind of just throw this on here because I don't think there's a whole lot of fancy work that needs to happen. Let's see. There is, I'll bring it over and show you here. All right. So, okay, so the zip ties we left loose yesterday, we're gonna bring it through those zip ties. Okay, and around. All right, we got that. So the rest of this is kind of wants me to mount the camera, which I mean, I guess, can we do? I guess, depends. It kind of goes all the way in the corner though, which is, I don't know, feels like we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves. Okay, cut the zip ties, feed the camera, cable through. Trying to figure this out. So yeah, there's a bunch of I don't know. isn't a very straightforward process here. There's a magnet in the, oh, there is a magnet in the camera. Okay, that's good to know. The left front corner of the printer frame. The left front corner, which, I mean, we don't have up yet, right? So it's kind of an issue. All right, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna carry on with the build, and I'm gonna try to be mindful of what we're doing, because the camera instructions have you like take stuff apart and put it back in, but a lot of the parts we don't have assembled yet. So it's like, we ran the cable through the one piece, it saved us some zip ties, but I don't really know. The reason I stopped and did the camera is because, well, it told me to. It's like, hey, here's a good time, it'll save you time if you do it now. But, you know, first one. What's up, dude? Where were you last night? We missed you. We had some technical difficulties. The Sony cameras, well, the top-down one quit working. I was like, so we decided we were going to get rid of all the Sonys because they were garbage, and we were going to upgrade to Canon cameras. So we're in the process of doing that right now. Okay, let's see. So I have 2 rods. Right back into getting my hands are clean all morning. Now we're right back into playing with greasy stuff. So by process of elimination, the only thing we have left here is those 2 rods, which are 330 by 8 millimeter, and we need 1 M3 8RT screw. The good news is a lot of the wrappers, I kind of did a little housekeeping today, not much, but a lot of the wrappers that were sitting around here only had 1 screw, and as we know, Prusa generally gives us an extra, which is super awesome. So I got kind of a pile of my last man standing screws over here, which actually eliminated a lot of what we had left or what we needed. So it looks better now that there's less stuff on the table. It feels like we made more progress here. Get our teeth. And there's some very strong magnets here, probably for the door or something, that are sticking to everything, which is fun. So that's that. Okay, next. I'm thinking we should kind of put this back down. Don't try this at home, kids. I'm just kind of manually walking the screws down. Look at that, they're all going at once, almost. Just to kind of get back to that level where we know it's flat there. There we go. And there we go, cool. Feels good, looks good. I think it's all touching the bottom, so that's good. And now we're gonna install these rods. It says to insert them very slowly because they have those real small bearings. And if you cram them in there, I guess it's just too much and they shoot everywhere. Birthday party and stream. Very slowly. Was that slow enough? I think it was slow enough. Look at that. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Should I just drop this one in and see if it really happens? Just wham, see all the bearings fly out. Then be like, what happened? I got a defective bearing. All right. No cables are pinched. All right, it wants me to Actually, I think this one is supposed to go, right? Or should I not get it? Should I double check? Yeah, I should double check. That's funny. I ran that through there, and I don't think that was supposed to go through there either. Who did that? It wasn't me. All right. Still got a few little hairs off our 3D printed thing here. Well, it wants me to hang stuff back here, but it's not really going to hang. Let me get a very small, handy dandy clip. See if we can do something. I didn't do it. All right. All right. So I'm going to use a small piece of cardboard and a little clamp to just hold these back. Use a piece of cardboard to kind of, distribute the weight a little bit of this clamp. It's not a very mean clamp by any means, but the better we can do, the better we can do here, I suppose. There we go. That'll work. Pretty fancy, right? Pretty fancy. Okay. I have this one screw, which I'm still not sure where it goes. Oh man, I see we're actually making some progress. Wait till you see this next spot. All right, I'm just making sure I don't miss a screw because it sometimes has you pull things out like several steps in advance. And all of a sudden I'm looking down, I'm like, wait a minute, where was that supposed to go? So, all right, so check it out. We're going to get our big piece now, our Gigantor thing that we spent like 100 hours building here. And it's gonna go, let's see. So let me double check the orientation. So that's gonna go in the back center screw. So I think like I got something in my way here, right? Or no? Or is it just my hand? Now we got to get all these holes lined up at the same time. It's going to be interesting. Okay. Let's see. Hold on, we're trying to make sure everything's situated here. Feel like, I don't know, I guess it's okay. Maybe. Okay, I think we're doing good. Yeah, we're gonna have to level all the threads. So we just belly flop on it. Just belly flop right on those guys. All right. I think we have them all the way in there. Who knows such things? There's a little slit, so that one's in there. We're gonna walk around behind the scenes, double check. Also, let's see. Yeah, it looks good. There's a cable right in the way, so you know, we can do what we can. Got some printers rolling in the background. Still got a lot of housekeeping to do around here, man. Holy moly. All right, so I think we're happy with what we got. So we're gonna tighten this clamp on the rods because they're fully seated. Okay, there's one down. Righty tighty. Holy cow. Oop, in the wrong screw. Yep, wrong screw. Like, why is that tight already? Shouldn't be tight. Hold on, we're gonna come around again. Coming around. A lot of stuff back here to walk around. All right. That should hold. Good enough for the things we print anyway. All right. Those are tight. That one's tight. Got it. Well, hey, it looks like a printer now, right? At least resembles a printer. Okay, what does this want? Firmly tighten all the screws. It's kind of funny because I thought we already did this part. At least I already did this part. What are you guys talking about? Like, I thought we did that like 3 years ago. Yeah, these are already tight. Not sure. The only thing I could think, I mean, we could try to crack them here, but which we'll do. The only thing I can think the purpose of tightening these now on the linear rail would be to allow, now that we have it kind of the frame square, to allow everything to kind of settle correctly or tighten it in a square position. So I am gonna, I'll loosen it. Okay, I'm gonna move this around a little bit. Then we'll come back and we'll tighten it. Okay, and we'll kind of skip it around here. Not sure if that really did much, but I can see the settling effect, I'm sure, is what they're after here, of getting it all squared away and mounted. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. And I would bet we test these belts at some point with, yeah, they're starting to take shape, literally, right? Literally. Prusa had something really cool a long time ago, and I'm sure they still have it, but is they have use an app on your phone and you can pluck the 2GT bands, the belts, and you know, you strum them essentially, and it listens to the tone, and it can tell you if they're too tight or too loose. I just thought that was really cool, pretty innovative. All right. So we're gonna ground. There's a grounding kind of spade or stud. Where did it go? It's under one of these corners. I think it's in the back corner here, maybe. Nope, maybe back here. Somewhere. Let's see. I think it's on that side. So anyway, we're gonna ground this XY frame. What we're in the process of doing. It's hard to see, but it's right here under the X-axis motor on the bottom side. These usually fit super good, which is a good thing, but also a pain in the butt. Oh, wow, went on a lot easier than the last one. Okay. So, that's done. And then we're gonna do what? Push the white LED strip and door sensor cables through the oval hole in the back panel. All right, so I'm gonna assume this is where the camera cable also wants to go, because it's ultimately got to plug in somewhere. So I might skip around real quick and look, but I'm betting that's where our buddy camera cable also goes, because thankfully I remembered, because it's in my way. And it's kind of, you know, grouped with the same wires. So, makes sense. I left that other tab open for installing the buddy cam, so we should be able to look at that really fast here. Why can't they just put it all in one and be like, hey, if you have a buddy cam, put this through too. Let's see, where does the wires go? Okay, we get it connects there. Yes, it does. Sweet. So, okay. So this is a little weird. While I was hesitating earlier, is because I think what happens, I'm not entirely sure really how this cable routes. It shows you, but it doesn't really show you. Okay, so you cut those. So we're gonna have one that comes down. Okay, and then it's gonna go, yeah, that way. So I think this one is gonna be for our camera right here, which is the front of the X-axis. Axis. There we go. Axis. And then this does go back through these same holes that the, I don't even know what we put back there. What did we put back there? Oh, the door sensor and something else. I already forgot. All right. This must be a standard cable, right? Like length, because it's like hella long. Must be like what they had the best supply of at the best cable at the best price. I don't like that though. What the heck? That doesn't look good. There seems to be belts and stuff in the way here of our fan. So I'm gonna have to remedy that at some point. Okay, we'll leave all that loose for now. I think the good news is we have our cable ran for the camera the correct way. I think we're like golden, because I think the camera's gonna sit here and look in, of course, which is the same place the bamboo does. So the door hinges on the left-hand side. Most people are right-handed. We reach in there, the camera's kind of over the shoulder. So, okay, should be good. All right, we did good there. Feeling good about that, that's good. Oh, the white LED and the door sensor are the other two cables. All right, so pull the belts back. We're gonna fish that down through. That's crazy, man. So after all that, I mean, I'm sure there's a reason so you don't pinch them, but it's like after you put that in there, now it's gonna have me fish this crap down through. Oh, I see, there's already a hole there. Or there's two holes. I was like, I could have done this much easier the other way. One thing I might do, I don't really like forcing this through that hole. What I might do, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the grommet out, just to make it easier on the wires, because I think I can feed all this through, and then on the back side, feed it through the grommet, and then, you know, get the grommet back up. We'll see if my calculations are correct here, but I think that might be a more gentler way on the wires, is to do it that way. So we'll come back. So I've taken the grommet out. Just the little one where the wires feed the door sensor and the LED sensor and the fans. And we're just gonna, because it goes down through the XY carriage has a hole, and then also the kind of the back firewall panel, as we dubbed it. So let's see. Because yeah, otherwise I think this would be, I don't know, I think doable, but just, I don't know, it feels like you're gonna have to push on the wires in a bad way otherwise. So that's, if this way works, I'll let you know. Come on. Having enough trouble without the grommet getting these in here. Honestly, I still kind of wonder if this needs to set. I feel like something needs to set down a little more, but we'll figure it out when I get here in a second. There's just stuff that's too close for comfort in here. These cables had been coiled up for so long, they're really not wanting to cooperate. There we go. Really wasn't that hard, it just wasn't happening. All right, so backside, I'm gonna put all these wires through the grommet outside of the case. Oh yeah. Look at me go. I actually did something good. Something better than Prusa. Yeah, it wouldn't have been that hard to do it their way. It would have been just fine. It's just, I don't know. There's kind of multiple layers there to fish things through. So I think this is like probably a quicker, more reliable way without damaging the wires. I think. Ha! Yep, definitely a better way. Look at me, I'm all proud. They grow up so quick. Okay. So those are good. Or get that out of the way. I still don't, let's see. Yeah, I got belts that are gonna touch my zip tie. My new 3D cover isn't really like stellar, I guess, if we're being honest. I'm not really sure why. Maybe I just need a different one. Yeah, I mean, because that's not going to be kosher. It's like rubbing right on the, grill. Like, that ain't going to fly. So we'll have to fix that. And I don't think it's this top cover screwing with it. I don't think. Is it? Nope. And it's just bowing out a lot. There's that kind of cable in the middle, this sensor. Kind of wonder if it's not that, but we'll have to remedy that because that ain't gonna work. The other thing I'm thinking of, I mean, I don't know that it can sit further down, can it? It can't really because it's level, so guess not. We're stuck with what we got. All right. So those come, let's see, wait, what did I do here? So they all go down the hole, and then they all turn the corner, or no. Oh, back corner to the Y cable, I see. Read the instructions. It's supposed to have a grommet in there, and it doesn't, which is weird. Why does it not have a grommet? I mean, does the other side have a grommet? Oh yeah, it does. Oh, you know what? These popped out, looks like. Let's see. These came out really easy. They're just real soft. So, okay. That or I just honestly probably didn't have them seated. They kind of snap in there, which I didn't realize before. So, nope, they're real soft. Can't even pull the wire through without them coming out. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Get our cable through here. So we're putting the Y cable, the Y motor, stepper motor cable through the back panel. Making some real progress now. Okay. Gonna get these grommets put back in here. Try to get them seated. The one I noticed, the one over here is out also, but it's right just barely out, and all the cables ran through it, so won't be a big deal. Cool. Almost back in business. See if I can blindly do this here. Where's it at? Where's it at? Can't see what I'm doing. Yeah. Come on. Come on. There we go. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, for a sec I was like, did I not put it in? What happened? All right. Now I'm assuming the X-axis. No, I can't say that all of a sudden. This is a screw I was talking about forever ago. Finally, it's like finally time to put it in. All right, so underneath the fans, apparently, there's a screw hole somewhere. This is gonna be crazy. Where is it? Not quite sure. All the way up under there, huh? I don't see it. Don't see it. Oh, it's from the back. So there's a screw on the back that's going to go into the XY. And it tells us to raise it a few millimeters because it already knows it's a little bit off. So you got one screw that's like basically holding the back where it's supposed to be, I guess. We're supposed to fully tighten this, or what? I guess. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of interesting. I feel like we should level that, right? So the screw, it's a slotted hole, and it's basically doing the whole rear alignment. It's doing the whole rear alignment. I don't like it that it's adjustable, I guess. Like I do, but I mean, you know? I think we should level it. What do you think? I mean, it can't be a bad decision, right? To level it. Worst case, I'll blame it on Javier. If it's a, I mean, the more square it is to the bed, I mean, it seems like the better printer it's going to be, right? So, let's see. We don't have any play in the front, so I'm thinking, but we do have adjustability in the back. I mean, we could technically have play in the front, but the end of the rods wouldn't be sitting flush with the printed part. They are now, so I think we keep that where it is, and we adjust the back, is I think what we would do. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, all right. So, see our handy dandy bubble here. Let me move it. Is that better? No, it's not better for you at all. But regardless, it's, there you go. Our bubble is on this side. So I say we move it up, man. I don't know why they don't have you level that. I understand it can compensate to a degree, but like, dang, right? Why would you not want it level? Which I don't even know if we can get it level. That's crazy too. I'm gonna put it up there, I think. I have it up higher, which is as close as we can get it to level. Still not level. I don't like that. Also, my belts are super in the way of the fan, which I don't like either. Just saying. The fan's probably my issue to deal with because, well, we added this, I broke the guard and we added this extra thing and, you know. I'm gonna just take it off now, actually. Yeah, I mean, I get like it's kind of bulging out and stuff, but now I'm curious to see, I wanna see it without the guard and make sure there's clearance, because if not, maybe we have a different issue entirely. Like I put something on wrong or something needs adjusted or, you know, what have you. All right. Really, the fans can hang there like all crazy like. I just really want to take off this. Let's see. Maybe we're gonna have to upgrade to some slim fans or something cool. Who knows? Get some Noctua fans. Ooh, there we go. Let's do that. Let's get some Noctua. I probably have some sitting there too, because we're weird like that. All right. I do know one thing. How things sit right now, it's not gonna work, so not happening. And I lost a screw, didn't I? question is, where does it go? My only concern is stuck to the bottom of the build plate like it always does. Yep, I found it right where you left it. Okay. Now let's see. I just want to see what these look like up here. Okay, so yeah. So it was that grill because those aren't in the way. Come back, come back. Don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know. I need to remedy, I guess, the fan situation a bit better. Because, yeah, it appears that it'll be fine. You know what, actually? Hold up. I don't feel like there's any way it stuck out that far. Is this thing still good? It's still not connected. Goes up. Sorry, I gotta rework this apparently. Sure it's something I did. Might actually, I think I know what I did. It might be user error, to be honest. This new fan thing has kind of some alignment tabs, which are meant to be helpful, but not really helpful. Not entirely, anyway. I might have had... Why is that kind of bulge out on me all the time? Just can't believe that makes that big a difference, but it does. Okay, so we're gonna leave this alone. I'm gonna remedy this offline. I'm back. I'm gonna remedy that offline because I'm not quite sure. I think it's kind of a little bit of a design issue. Whatever, we'll figure it out. Okay, cooling fan cables through the buddy box. Still don't like that whole flush thing. It's kind of weird. All right. Let's see, you're gonna run the cables. Fan 1, fan 2. Just fans, yes, just fans. Just trying to route some cables, which might be a little premature because I can't even get the fan screwed on correctly, but we're gonna do it anyway. Fan 1, fan 2. So which one's fan 1 and which one's fan 2? Does anybody know? Anybody? Bueller? So I'm plugging the fans in the back here real quick to the main circuit board, aka buddy board. There's enough slack in these cables that I'm not super worried about the fact that I still need to mess with them. So we'll just plug them in so they're out of the way. Worst case, it'll yell at me, I guess. I don't have the biggest hands, but it's kind of amazing, and it's still hard to plug stuff into there. All right, so fans are plugged in, and the thermistor cable needs to be plugged in, where's that at? It's right here. So these are all those cables we ran through the top. The thermistor's, of course, the piece that I have hanging there. So we'll see how that goes. I will admit there's not a lot of slack on this one, so I probably should wait. But against my better judgment, I'm gonna plug it in anyway. Might need to get some needle nose pliers. Don't really like to do that because I like the feedback of, your actual fingers, but it's kind of hard to get the angle correct in here. There's a lot of stuff happening in a small space now. You don't want to push all these other connectors out of the way. Ha, we got it. Even in the right one, can you believe it? My phone's lights on. Okay. What else we got? Trying to see where my, I don't think my computer's plugged in, which probably needs to happen here. For science, world keeps spinning. Okay. So we got the fans, the chamber fans, I guess, plugged in. There's two of those guys, the ones I'm screwing with back here. And the thermistor, which hopefully I have enough slack to finish that up. How many more of these? Okay, this is the last step on this, and then we're actually down to the next extruder, which is exciting because that's pretty much the last kind of little tedious build. And then, yeah, it's kind of fun. More like building a watch, right? But we have that, and then we'll mount that, run all the things, and a few wires, and that should be good. So the rest is, I think, a lot of sheet metal and plexiglass, which hopefully will go pretty fast. But we can see how that goes for us. So I'm gonna do this last little part, which is to plug in the motors. So let's see. I think I'm gonna leave these over here. That's the problem pile. We'll fix it. Okay, so I'm gonna spin this around, and then after this, I'll start prepping the next extruder stuff, and then working on a solution for the fans, because I don't want to get all the sheet metal put on and then, have to make it more difficult on myself for no reason. And ultimately, I don't know. I don't really like having a guard there. I might try to print a thinner guard, but we'll see. So, all right. So this guy, let's see, where does it want us to route it? Let's see, blue is the X, Blue goes against me. So this is why. Shouldn't be, right? Yeah, that is why. Okay. So that's why. Gonna go into the buddy box. And you can see it's starting to get a little busy back here. Okay, into the buddy box, into the top second connector. So then I think we want to be, we didn't tighten our zip ties yet, so, which is okay. Sometimes these have slack for that and sometimes they don't, so I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, so this is Y. Okay. And then X is, where is our X cable? I don't think I ran it where it's supposed to go yet. Did I? I don't think so. Apparently missed that step. But we'll fix it real quick. Actually need to get this out of here because I guess that's not where the camera goes. All right. Here's the X. We're going to push it through our little grommet. Hopefully not knock it back out for the 5th time here. But we're getting real close. At least it looks like a printer now. Okay, I'm going to pull all the slack out. Rather have it hiding back here in the back than anywhere. Okay, and then this guy is going to come. Let's see, I want to make sure I go under the zip ties because I don't think these cables are intended to go in the zip ties. It's kind of a different route of stuff over there. I think we were supposed to tighten the zip ties. Also, I just didn't because of the camera. I wasn't sure kind of what all was going to happen with that, so we're just letting it be what it is for now. Okay, so there's our X and our Y motor. And then we have, let's see, which one is this? Cable door sensor. Where is that? Where did that guy go? Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. So that's going to go down there. Do we want to be in or out of the zip ties? That one I think can be in the zip ties. We're going to say because it's like pretty much right there. So I'm going to fish it through one of them that I wasn't supposed to close yet. But it was pretty loose, so we're doing okay. Let's see. Get out of there. There we go. All right, and this goes all the way over here, which is weird. To kind of route it that way, I guess, but that's how it wants it to go. Comes through and it's going in. So I think it goes, guess it can only go right here. Bam. So it kind of comes in and goes down through the zip ties and across. So that's where we're hanging out at. Got it. There. Hold up. I think there might be one other cable. Oh yeah. The white LED cable. Where are you guys at on that one, man? Dang. I don't think I plugged that one in yet. Where is it? That's the fan. Oh, here it is. Let's say there's something missing here. I missed something. Okay. This is where it starts getting tangled up here. All right. This one probably doesn't really need routed anywhere. That's the green. It just plugs in to the second one. I do like how Prusa does this. They show you kind of the actual wires in the mix, and then they also show you like basically the board unplugged or with nothing plugged in, and then they like highlight the actual connectors, so it's like you can visualize where it's supposed to go, and then you can also see like the routing, so it's kind of cool. Gummy bear time. That was actually the biggest section, so it has the most gummy bears. So, I mean, again, not a mathematician, but okay. Core XY assembly done. Okay. So I think we'll call it good there for now. Let me see. Maybe not. Maybe we'll go a little more. Yeah, why not? Let's go a little more. You know, why not? Just because all the fans on here are demanding it. Oop, that's the empty one. Don't want the empty one. Red Bull. Sponsored by, not really. Not sponsored by anybody. But, you know, we're available, at least for Red Bull, so. Okay. Idler level. Man, I'm really struggling to talk lately. Idler level. All right, so this top down, what I might do is actually move the printer out the way, put it in the background looking all cool like, because I know from experience, most of this is going to be just staring at small pieces for the next hour. But if you miss it, it's in the back there. It'll be in the background. See, we got it right there, sort of next to the Form Labs, which is our next thing. And that's the word on the street anyway. Okay, guess I need these parts. Top down. All right. So, might try this against my better judgment. Let's see. All right. There we go. This is a little more intimate build now. And you can't really see it because it's all black on black. But, you know, if I was a nice guy, let's see, let me see. If I was a nice guy, let me see what I can do. We're gonna compromise here a little bit. I could use like white cardboard and have more of a contrast, but you know, gotta keep your imagination working a little bit. So I'm not gonna be too nice. We'll just, you know, do it this way. You're like, holy cow, this guy has organizational tools and he wasn't using them. What the? He just likes chaos, I guess. Chaos with a K. Chaos with a K. All right. Let me gather up all my one-off parts. Come here. That are still left. We're going to put these back in timeout here on the table. Just a little less stuff in the way. Okay, there we go. And I realize that's not fully in the frame, but that's kind of what you're gonna get. I'll give you a little bit of a zoom out. See? maybe, like that, maybe. How's that? Give you a little bit of love. Okay. So this way you can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better, which I probably should have done earlier, but we're learning. That's kind of the point of drawing out this huge live of all these parts. It's also a benefit for me to just kind of get through figuring some stuff out. So that's what we're doing. Pull up the instructions. I don't know why I dumped all that out. I guess we're just going for it. Really, what we're supposed to have are these two parts. And we're going to set this other stuff off to the side that I'm not supposed to have yet. So these parts, which are the idler level. Holy cow. Printed parts package. All right. Idler level A and B. Okay, and then we have, let's see, this one is, it's probably marked if I would look. This one is, let's do it like this. That one's A and that one's B. So A on the left, B on the right. Yeah, cool. All right, and then we need bearings, 693 electronics package. Bearings, more bearings. You know what? We're just going to go ahead and pull out. There's an extruder box, so we'll bust that out. You know, honestly, at this point, we'll just make a bigger mess. I'm just going to set, I mean, these are like fans, only fans, and big circuit boards and things, so they're kind of just like, make things a little more efficient than me getting up and down, Get rid of that. That goes that way. We will, our USB drive. We'll save that for later. And our power cable, which we will use the label maker for, right? Right. All right. And I'm still not seeing, I wonder if it's actually hiding here. So we need the bearings, yeah. There's a couple of these that were mixed, like mixed bags, basically. That's another thing I don't think I need anymore. Oh. Trash. Look at all this trash you guys left. Man, Javi must have been in here again, just making a mess. I don't know how to pronounce it. Colola. This is actually for, it's for doing firearm assembly is what it's for. They make different ones, right? For like, there's generic ones and stuff too. But this one in particular, its intent and purpose is for firearms. It's a lot longer and has some magnetic spots, which a lot of those silicone pads do. There's a lot of stuff out there that's similar. Shorter, bigger, smaller, but that's what its intended purpose is. Give me one moment, do a little housekeeping, and try to find the last of our little parts here that I'm sure are staring me right in the face. Somewhere. How about this one? Nope. This is a sticker. I don't know. Some stickers for advanced filtration units. I mean, it can't be in here, is it? That's the other stuff. Stand by. There's a bag somewhere that I'm not seeing. But I am actively looking for. I think the part I look forward to the least is all the extra sheet metal, which probably really isn't that big a deal, right? But you look, there's like all these metal pieces, and you're like, how long is this going to take to put on? I do not see this bag that I'm supposed to be having. Okay, let's start with this. Let's get a little success. We're going to do the M3x6 screw. Make us feel like we're making forward motion here. Okay, there's that one. And yeah, oh, this is an electronics package, which really is no longer an electronics package. It has been turned into not electronics package. Is that it? Hey, there it is. You know, it's weird. It was just, that's a perspective thing again. Like, it's just so much smaller than I thought it was going to be. I mean, a lot smaller. I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit here. I know that takes away some of your view, but hopefully you can see better. I was looking for much bigger bearings. These are itty bitty. See, there's one right there. Okay, and I think actually kind of just need what's in here. So there's supposed to be, okay, one big one. There's one little one, and why is there only, oh, these are roll pins, more so. Hear the concern in my voice? Okay, here we go. I was like, there's not two of them. All right. There is, but they put them in separate packages for some reason. Separate packages. Okay, so those two guys. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the screen mat. It's pretty cool. I don't use it much recently, but I have other mats I usually use. This one just had, my other one's of course black. So I decided to use this one just for the contrast because most of the parts are black printed parts. Okay. Holy moly. Okay, here we go. So, okay, so we're going to A. This is our A bearing, or our A idler arm. And we're going to put both bearings on the A side, like that. And then both of the short pins are going to go in through the center of the bearings. And kind of push them, they'll kind of snap down into place there. All right. And then we're going to sandwich. You're a funny guy. All right, let me orient myself here. There's that. There's that. Man, that was quick. Felt like we did something there. You and your emojis. All right. At least this is a 3D printed part, so if something snaps will be good, I guess. So tight when you thread right into the 3D printed part. They really have that part dialed in, you know, but still it's like, it's gonna break, it's gonna break. It's tight enough, I just want it flush. So, okay. So that's kind of how we want it, the picture shows. We have the screw in, we have our bearings, got a little roll pin or tubular sticking out. You can also kind of like push it down against the mat or something, keep it flush. All right, holy cow, so we're gonna set that off to the side apparently. All these other parts I broke out, so we have, this is the PG assembly adapter. This is the main plate. We're gonna put right there. I don't know where those came from. Well, I don't know where they came from, but I don't know why I have them out. Okay, we have the main plate, and we have, that's all we really need for now, okay? Well, not all we need, but we need those two. All right, now we're getting into, I think, this down here, an extruder box, right? Use our switchblade here. Open that up. And what do we have? What do we have here? Okay, it's like a brass, maybe? Brass, maybe? So this is the PG ring, which I think is brass. Throw that down there. We need the actual heatsink assembly. Just gonna go there. And then get rid of some more trash. Oops, that didn't make it very far. There we go. And we need these little, I think they're planetary gears themselves here. Check it out, little planetary gears. I guess, right? Maybe, kind of. Will be planetary gears eventually. Once they're planetized, right? They're not planetary gears when they're just sitting there, but when it goes inside here, then it will be. Oh. Rocket fuel. All right. Rocket fuel. So we got everything laid out. Let's see. Sometimes that overlays what it is, right? Can open up this brass ring. We also have one more stepper motor, of course, for stepping our planetary gear stuff around. And get rid of that. Throw that on the floor for later. And somewhere around here, buried under lots of coolness, is our extruder stepper motor. The little short guy with a long, cool shaft on it. So, put that down there. That's what we're getting ready to assemble now. So, we also need, out of our bag that I keep losing, this little tiny flat washer. Actually, it's called a spacer, according to them. So, spacer, not washer. And then there is a socket screw, which I have no idea where that would be. Socket screw, huh? So it's a long threaded screw with no head on it, basically. This is what we are after. So wouldn't have mistakenly put that in anywhere, I can tell you that much. Socket screw, socket screw. It's usually in the same bag I look at, or the bag I look at the first time. It's usually in there. Then I just keep looking around like I don't see it. It's got to be real tiny. Really tiny. It's not in there. It's not in there. Not that. Come on. Thinking, do I have any parts? Where is it supposed to be? Electronics and fasteners. I don't know that I have that box anymore. Do I? I don't think I do. I think that one's long gone. Which means it's sitting here somewhere. Doing pretty good, doing pretty good. A lot of random stuff here. It's not really random, but, you know, just tags and things. Let me look inside these little guys. It's our LCD screen for later. couple extra, what I believe are grommets there. And it's almost got to be in here, right? It's the first bag I pick up all the time. It's not, it's not. Socket screw. Don't see it laying here. I think all those go there. I don't know how those got spread out so bad. 3x6 are those. Bear with me here. I feel like it's just... You wonder, it's like, is it magnetically stuck something? Look over here. Looking at my small parts over here. Nope. Nothing yet. All I can think is it's can't be in too many other spots here. Assembly time for these, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it took quite a bit of time. The MK4 did too. I don't know, you know. I don't know that it's really become more complex, but you kind of, I mean, ultimately have similar amount of stuff. You know, you have your basic axes and all that fun stuff. And I mean, it kind of, all the required parts are still there. So I think it's probably pretty similar, honestly. The one that took kind of, seemed like it took a lot longer was the, oh, it's right here. Should have looked in these bags. The one that took a lot longer was the XL, I feel like. Just because, I don't know. Not because of size, just, you know. M3x25. Cool. Well, it was, I don't think where it was, I don't know, I either moved it or it was in one of the normal hardware bags that we hadn't even opened yet. So, I thought it was supposed to be in one of the kind of the more specialty type bags, but it wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the assembly time you always run into stuff, right? Like this time, I still got to fight that grill. You're still kind of messing with everything, so it's kind of hard to say. All right. So we're back in business. The thing it's yelling about right out of the gate, so make sure and take this little spacer. Can't even pick it up. It's so thin you can barely, like, has no weight to it. But it's supposed to go right on your shaft of your stepper motor. Make sure it kind of goes all the way down like that. Okay. Motor cable facing up. This is kind of the fun part, right? Like, I mean, what am I doing? There we go. Okay. Everything's looking good. It really wants to make sure that spacer's on the motor, so make sure the spacer's on the motor. Let's see. All right. Then we're going to use the notch to this corner here. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. I mean, okay. So, I mean, that's what we got there. So we got the printed part on top of the heat sink, on top of the motor with the spacer on it. Which is kind of crazy because now you have to set this aside. It's like going to roll off. All right. Here's a fun part. So you take our, what do they call this? I guess planetary gear assembly. They call it a PG, but that's what it stands for, planetary gear. And then, yeah, okay. I mean, I feel like it only goes in one way here. So there you go. That goes on that assembly like that. That's our planetary gear and our Prusa Core 1. They call it a PG, a PG. Okay, yeah, we got that part figured out. Oh, it's going to watch a video. I think we're good. Actually. Okay, so now we're using this adapter, which I think is brass maybe. And we're going to put it inside. Now we have a planetary gear. Check it out. Maybe. Gotta get it flush. Same time, same all. Yep. Cool. All right, now what does it want? Okay. All right. Now we're going to put planetary gear to the best of our ability. Right on here. Of course, it wants to come off as we put it on. Kind of just it's a balancing act here a little bit, trying to sandwich everything together. So, because we don't have really any screws in it yet, right? So we're just kind of have our planetary housing. We have our all of our gears and everything kind of sandwiched in there with the spacers and adapters and bushings and heat sink and all the other things we got. So, all right, that's on, that's on. Okay, and then it wants us to take this off. So that's cool. Check this out. If I can do it without screwing it up. It's pretty cool mechanics in there, huh? I think so. Okay. Next. Now it wants us to put it back on. It's easier said than done, I suppose. What I'm not liking is we're really not rotating. I guess we are. I was gonna say it wasn't really rotating the way I wanted it to, but I still don't think it's rotating very good. I'm not sure why. Feels to me like there's like too much resistance there a little bit. I'll go back and just double check a couple things here. I got a YouTube video, believe it or not. I'll just watch this part real quick. See if there's something I missed. I don't think so. You know what I wonder? I'm gonna take this off real quick. One side of this has a little bit of a, oh yeah, okay. So I had it upside down. One side of this has a little chamfer to it, and that was just enough resistance. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it feels way better now. The good thing is we didn't force it. We stopped and figured out why it wasn't moving like it should. There we go. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. There we go. Okay, I'm okay with that. I think. Okay. All right, we're good. We're good, we're good. I remember doing this on maybe the MK4, one of them too. They're just like, I don't know, feels like it should move more freely, but it doesn't always. It's smooth now, so I'm not super worried about it, but okay. All right, should be good there. We took that adapter off. Everything's flush. There should be no gaps. I feel like we're okay here. Okay. Now we're gonna do the idler assembly, which is gonna go right in there. I bet this is our where our long screw goes, yep. So our socket screw is either gonna be probably Allen, yeah. Allen or is it Torx? I think it's Allen. So we'll see what fits in there. Fits in there correctly. Yeah, we got one Allen tool here. That's looks good. Same. Now, since this is our first screw here, gotta make sure it's guess it's right. It says this sticks out a bit, so you see how there's still quite a bit right here of the, sorry, trying to get the perspective right. The screws sticking out here. I guess that's what it's supposed to do. It says do not over tighten it. It protrudes after tightening. Okay. Probably an index, right, for something next. Hey, printed parts package. Say that 3 times fast. Printed parts package. Look where we're at. We're down to like dropping the logos now. Look at that. Prusa Core 1. How do you think they get that on there? Ooh, it's a plastic part. Those cheaters. And look, and they made it look like the texture on it is like 3D printed, but look at the backside. It's plastic. Cheaters. I was like, how do you think they get the color on there? Right? Because look, let's see. It's a nice camera. Too bad we're replacing it for a Canon. Yeah, see, it looks texturized, like matches the printer, but then it's clearly like injection molded or something. Ha! Busted. Oh, and look, and it even is in the printed parts package. I'm just saying. It's in the printed parts package, and it's not a printed part. 100% not a printed part. And it's in the printed part package. Just saying. Okay. M3 by 25. They'll be like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Get back to work. M3 by 30. Where's the 25? Don't make me screw hunt. This is 30. We already looked at that one. That one's 18. Could it perhaps still be in the box? And this is M3 by 25 screw. socket screw set. Let's look. It's not where it belongs, which means it's out and about, hiding in broad daylight. It's not in there. And should not be in here. Ha, it is. Question. That I don't think was my doing, for being fair. But we never know. Yeah, because I mean, we haven't opened this bag yet, so unless I totally screwed it up, there'd be no reason for me to screw that up. All right, let's see. Holy cow, what do we got going on here? Okay, so we got our idler arm. Said it right that time. Our heat sink's still pretty loosey-goosey in here because it has that notch cut out of it. So, looks like, ooh, we're back to the lubrication. And get a paper towel. Paper towels are not included. Okay. Got a paper towel. You know, just because it said so. Usually it's all real greasy and doesn't say get a paper towel, so the fact that it does, we're going to listen to it. All right, so open the grease. We already opened the lubricant, which is weird. Use a zip tie, and we're going to put grease all up in the planetary system. Have on the two main gears and then the outer gear. And then what? It's funny, it even tells you to close the lubricant, so we don't make a mess. Okay. So should we listen to it? Should we find an old zip tie? Found one here on the floor. Don't tell anybody. 5-second rule. Okay, so we're going to take our lubricant as directed. We're going to put a little bit of grease, lubricant, whatever you want to call it, lubricant. We won't change what they call it. On the sides here of the gears. You really don't have to squeeze this stuff like anything else. It kind of takes care of itself. The act of opening it, like, you know, starts to naturally ooze out. If you do screw up and squeeze it, then you know it'll never stop, which I'm doing. I should have went over and opened. I probably have like a tube of this from every build that I barely used, you know. I'm doing a much better job than they did. This is probably a less is more situation. I'm kind of just trying to visually match the amounts that they put on. And actually they just got a couple of huge globs in here, so, you know. Then they're like, run it and wipe off the excess. Well, how about we just take it a little easy? Then we don't have as big a problem, right? Damn kids. Okay. Put the lid back on as directed. And All right. We're just supposed to wipe off any lubricant that's on what I would call the brass ring. I don't think I really got any on there, but it kind of from being machined also, it's just like there's protective stuff and stuff from machining, and it's a hot mess. So we'll wipe it, go through the motion at least. Okay, now we put this on. I remember this from other Prusa's past. There's only 3 screw holes here, and you don't tighten them all the way. You just get them kind of like snug, and they're tightened later when you do kind of the final assembly. It's kind of a final self-test later. So I kind of always just get these almost finger tight off the shaft like that. That would, versus like getting on the end of the tool and getting it actually tight. So might have been back off just a little bit. All right, check one thing. All right, so that's pretty good. We did that, we got this on. It's kind of what we got, what it's looking like. All right, we'll set our parts out for next time, which is that and that. I think we're going to call it a day for a minute, but we'll catch you for hopefully the final part here this afternoon.